Don't spend to destroy, invest to create. This is the life motto of our today's guest, Matteo Boffa. He is a Swiss serial impact entrepreneur and investor. After dedicating over 9 years of his career in the world of finance and nearly 2 years in the Swiss army, he decided to make a radical change in his life and undertake a path linked to sustainability, social positive impact, and the protection of the environment. But before I introduce you to our today's guest and we jump into the show, I have a quick request. If you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to like, comment, and share, because all these efforts are highly appreciated and help us grow. So, now welcome, Matteo. I'm really honored to be your host today. I have many questions to ask, and I think we'll have a fantastic conversation today.
Thank you so much, Olga, for the invite. I'm very happy and proud to be here.
Perfect. I know that you moved to Dubai in 2016. Why to Dubai? I know that you're originally from Switzerland. Why did you make this shift? Why did you move to Dubai, and how do you find living here?
Yes, to be honest, was not a choice. Many people told me, Matteo, you were very brave. For me, it was a must to move. Unfortunately, in 2015, I lost my mom, and after 3 months of a wedding, I got divorced. So I reached the bottom of happiness of my life, and I really had to move. Dubai, to me, appeared as an oasis of opportunity in the middle of the desert, the fastest growing region in the world. So I decided, okay, let's move there, start from scratch. And Dubai was a miracle for me, and it's continuing to be a miracle for me.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I didn't know it, but once you reach the bottom line, it's the point when you start to transform as a person, as a professional, and whatever happens for the better. I hope you don't regret this decision. So I know that you have set up several businesses here. Could you please tell me more about these businesses?
Yeah, when I arrived in Dubai, I was an employee. So I worked for 6 months for a multinational company. And I decided to invite myself as the new Steve Jobs, creating a mobile application and thinking to become a billionaire the day after. I created this company with 2 other friends. And 6 months later, we realized that money were gone and nothing was happening. So I miserably failed my first venture. I lost almost all my money that I saved from the banking and from the money that I got from my mom. And I had 2 options, or going back to Switzerland with the tail in the middle of my legs, or try again. So I started my second company, which I exited, and not a massive amount of money, but enough to invest in different businesses. Why? Because I was not a good student, I was not a very good employee, and I was not a good creator of company or startups. So I realized that I'm good in knowing the people and getting the soft skill and betting or investing in young mind with great idea. And so far it went quite well.
Wow, what a shift. That I'm working in real estate.
Yes.
And I have more and more clients who are coming from Switzerland. And in my mind, Switzerland was one of the safest, one of the best countries, at least in Europe. But what I see now, that we have thousands of Swiss people who are moving in here to Dubai. Could you please tell me why? I always ask this question to Swiss people, but just my personal curiosity. Why people are leaving Switzerland and why they're moving in to Dubai?
Yeah, what you're saying is totally correct. I'm part of the Swiss Business Council, which is the Chamber of Commerce of Switzerland, and we have a very good collaboration with the Swiss Embassy, and we receive the data and the information of how many Swiss people are moving in Dubai or in the UAE, and the number is growing. Is approximately 1 Swiss person per day, if you see the statistics.
Wow.
Now you're saying this most safest country in Europe. Yes, it used to be. I remember for me as a kid playing in the streets, in the parks, in the woods, no problem at all. Now the situation it's slightly different. It's not maybe compared to a big city like Paris or London, but I will personally not let my daughter or my son walk around late at night. This is probably one of the first reason why people move to Dubai.
Okay, interesting. I cannot stop being surprised. But okay, this is the reality. Actually, Dubai is the safest city in the world. I really love living here. And you know, once we moved here to Dubai, I didn't notice that this safety, it was not always the priority, yeah, for me, for my family. But then the world has changed. And now here we have two kids, we can leave them, they can walk around, and I can stay calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say, maybe Swiss people use the safety as the first reason, but you know, taxation reason is as well quite important. Maybe people don't want to admit it as a first thing, but in Switzerland, of course, you have high tax, but you get a lot of service out of it. So Dubai, it's very interesting from this point of view as well.
How much is the tax in Switzerland? If we're talking about personal income tax, profit tax for legal entities, could you please tell me more about that?
Yeah, in each region you have different level of taxation based on the municipality and the canton where you live, but approximately we're talking about between 30 and 40%.
That's a lot. And here you almost pay nothing.
Yes.
Like very, very small amount. Okay, tell me please, what are your impressions of generally doing business here in Dubai? Like if you have a good acquaintance of yours, let's say in Switzerland or in any other countries of Europe, who wants to relocate and like his business from Europe to here, what would you tell him or her?
What I do mostly is investing in early stage startups, so very little business and with the idea of growing it. So I'm mostly in contact and I do business mostly with European people for a simple fact that we have same mentality. It's easier for me to communicate in Italian, French, German or English. I don't do much business with local people. Why? Because they're probably more interested in larger deals. And at the level of culture, unfortunately, I don't speak Arabic. I try to learn it. It's very difficult, but I'm not there yet. And doing business here, it's something very easy. You can start with a good idea, not a lot of money, and growing it fast. And there are multiple people, like people from Switzerland, that want to improve themselves and create something great from a real estate point of view, from finance point of view.
So you mentioned that you are investing in startups at pre-seed, as far as I understand, pre-seed, seed stage.
Mostly FFF, friends, family, and full. So I'm the crazy guy with a little pocket that put the money on the table at the beginning. Okay,
how do you, let's say, qualify whether it is a good startup, not good startup? So how do you understand that this particular startup is worth your personal investments? What are your criteria?
My biggest criteria and the most important one is the human factor. I invested in companies or startups with perfectly good idea, amazing timing, good amount of money, that was supposed to become a very big company. The human factor failed and the whole startup failed. So since I put human factor as the first criteria, I realized that the success rate growed as well.
Could you please tell me about one of your most successful investments?
I have actually two great story. One is Thales. It's an idea coming from a young student from Amity University, Dubai, Ashay Bave. He presented in 2019 a project for the university. I was one of the judges in the startup competition, and he came on stage with the most ugliest pair of shoe that I saw in my life. Actually, it was one left shoe, so extremely ugly. But I saw some great potential in his idea. Business plan was kind of okay, and he ended up winning the competition. And this shoe was entirely made with recycled plastic bag, plastic bottles, and all the components were recycled or upcycled. So I decided to meet him the day after. I put $10,000 on the table and I said, okay, let's start a company. COVID likely came, so we had the time to develop the product. And a few years later, it grew up to a $10 million company because a big multi-billionaire Indian guru saw a video about us and decided to invest. So for me, this is a success story.
Indeed.
And maybe another one, which I didn't create, but I was the first investor, is Zofeur. Zofeur, it's a concept of your car hour driver, and it grew very fast because it's something that it's needed in the market, and it's working perfectly. And from 2 drivers, we grow to 800 drivers in 2 years' time.
So Thales now is a sustainable fashion brand.
Yes.
Okay. What inspired the creation of Thales?
I personally think this young guy, Ashai, is from India, and he realized that pollution in his country is devastating for not just for the nature, but for the people, for the animal. So he wanted to solve a problem with a commercially possible idea. So he decided to convert the trash into cash. I love this. I have other few companies in the same field, and I realized that the market is shifting into more sustainable product. And the fact that he's a young guy that wants to make an impact for himself, for the country, for the nature, for the animals, for me was a win-win-win-win situation.
I like the concept convert the trash into cash. Sounds really promising and good. What were the biggest challenges that you face with establishing Thales?
At the beginning was quite complex to kind of patent the shoe, patent the material, find the right producer, find the right distributor. It's not as easy as you may think. You know, it's not just creating a shoe. You have to create the size, the mold. It's complex. I thought, okay, let's make a shoes, let's find a factory, and it's done. There is a lot of research and development behind. You have to be sure that the shoe doesn't affect your body posture, your back. So it's a super interesting project.
Tell me more about your another successful story, Zofeur. Unique concept, pay per minute. So you not only let's say, address the transportation needs, but you also raise the efficiency of the drivers, as far as I understand. Could you please tell me more about the concept? What is the story behind Zofeur, and what is the current status?
Yeah, so Bunti and Ishrat are the 2 founders. Find out a big problem in the market, in the system. So they wanted to move their car from their house into the service station, the mechanic, and they were asked to be charged 250 dirhams just to move their car back and forward. So they said, why there is not a system where somebody can come collect your card and deliver to you for a cheaper price. So that was the first idea. And after the safe driver concept came on place, so avoiding people to drive their own car after a party or a celebration and get home safe. That was very fascinating and important for the word of mouth. So people start to talking about Zofeur, saying, I can drive my car to the party and somebody can take me home for a cheaper price than a taxi. So you have efficiency, you have cost effectiveness, and this was the secret of the growth, vertical growth of Zofeur. At the moment, we are shifting more into B2B, where most of the car moved from A to B in the UAE are moved from our end, even if you don't see it.
So the startup started from the personal frustration of the founders.
Yes.
Okay.
Always a problem has to be there and a solution to create something successful.
Who are the main competitors of Zofeur nowadays?
We have few competitors. It's mostly unorganized organization where you just text somebody on WhatsApp, you pay a fixed price, and somebody hopefully comes and pick you up. What is important to mention is that Zofeur is the only one that is insured. So we have an insurance up to 250,000 dirhams that covers you, your driver, and everything that is related to your property. So it's important that people that are listening are really evaluating or asking the company that they're using, if it's not Zofeur, if they are insured.
Okay. But you have another successful story. It's DipDap, yeah, and on-demand online laundry. Why laundry? Why this startup? And you know what I've noticed? You have like different business fields, and I think you should be quite brave enough to develop your companies in such absolutely different fields, you know, from a shoe made of trash to online laundry up to the Zofeur pay-per-minute platform. So tell me please more and to our audience about DipDap project.
For sure. DipDap it's probably one of the only startups which are not in the impactful field. Why a laundry company? I always wanted, since I was a kid, to one day own or co-own a laundry. Maybe because watching these Italian American movie in the 70s and the 80s, and the big boss of the town always had a laundry. I don't know, that's maybe
Really?
stupid to say, but it was always my dream. And one day somebody on LinkedIn texted me, and I used to use Washman since I arrived here. Very, very nice company, very efficient. And Savan sent me a message on LinkedIn and said, listen, we have this startup. We are looking for funds. Would you like to try it? Give you a discount code. Want to try it? And I say, okay, let's give it a try. You know, I'm always up to new things. And I tried the service. Somebody came, pick up my laundry, process it, and delivered 2 days after to me. Now, this is very simple. What made me trigger to invest in this company was the personal touch. So with the first batch of laundry, I received a handwritten letter by somebody, probably by him or somebody by the team, signed by the CEO, saying, thank you for your trust. We are not perfect. We want to improve. Please let us know. Now, Olga, you know that living in Dubai, you don't receive handwritten letter. You don't even receive letters. Everything is online. So that touched my feelings. The last letter that I received was from my grandma. So I said, this guy is putting a lot of time and effort. It's not just printing and signing, handwritten. And I met him, and he explained me the concept. Quality extremely good. Price 50% of the competitor. So I decided to invest, and at that time we had around 2-3 orders per day, and now we can reach up to 110 orders per day. So I think the person behind had a good idea, put a lot of time and energy, and that was the success story of DipDap.
What impact do you hope to achieve, if any impact, within the laundry industry? Do you have any specific goals?
Laundry, it's a bit tricky. Of course, you have to, if you want to be the most sustainable, you have to start thinking about sustainable packaging and, of course, sustainable products to use into the cleaning of the clothes. It's difficult to implement because we use industrial laundry services, and we are just the middleman. So we are a platform. It's difficult. We are trying to do our best to make it more sustainable.
Okay. You know that we started this podcast with your personal life motto, Don't spend to destroy, invest to create. Tell me more about this philosophy, and how do you think, what kind of impact does it have on shaping the landscape of modern entrepreneurship?
I personally believe don't spend to destroy, invest to create is something that you don't apply only on the business, but you have to apply it on your friendship, on your family, on your love, and of course on business. So don't spend time, energy, money to destroy or to put something that is not doable or is not making any impact. Invest your time, money, energy to create something that can benefit not only yourself, but your surrounding, the environment, and the people. So that's for me is a good philosophy that has to be applied in many fields in your life.
I know that you have been featured several times, if I'm not mistaken, at TEDx. And TEDx is known for featuring speakers with innovative ideas, global minds. What was your last speech about? What was the main message that you wanted to convey to your audience? Could you please share?
Yeah, I was featured only once at the moment. I'm working on my second one.
More are coming in the future?
Yes, hopefully soon my second one. It was a great thing. Again, was one of my dream to become
Still my dream.
TEDx speaker. For sure you will do a great job. So I will try to introduce you to somebody as soon as we finish this podcast.
Thank you.
You deserve it because you're a great person. So I was basically talking about the philosophy of don't spend to destroy, invest to create, and diverting trash into cash. This is the two main points of my presentation, and it was my dream, and I was super happy that I've been invited, and I still think featuring people that has idea or businesses that can create money out of something good for the people or the environment is important to motivate other people to follow up.
You have been doing entrepreneurship for several years so far. What main lessons did the entrepreneurship teach you?
I realized, as I mentioned, that I was not able to do something or create something from the scratch by myself. And again, not good employee, not good student. So my strength is network and connecting people and kind of learning or reading people. Any person in business or entrepreneurship needs to understand what is the strengths and put it as much as possible out there. If you know that you are not strong in social media, find a co-founder that is strong about it and try to create and implement a team that can really reach success. I always say it's better to have 10% or 1% of a watermelon than 50% of a grape. So entrepreneurs don't have to be greedy and thinking this is my business, I will take it alone to success, but try to bring more people on board, give part of the business to these people and create the success together, because nobody is good in everything.
Yeah, indeed. You know, the least successful you are as a student or an employee, the more successful you are in entrepreneurship. You know that your marks at school or the university never means anything in life. And you know that many entrepreneurs were very bad at school.
Yeah, to be honest, the first time that I entered in a university was as a lecturer. So I never did a university. I started working at the age of 14, 15 in Switzerland. This is legal. It's not child labor.
I didn't know that it is legal, really.
Yeah, this is called apprenticeship. So you start at the age of 14, 15 after the mandatory school and after you enter into the path of a profession. But it can be any profession. Can be pastry, can be mechanic, can be banker, any profession that you think. You do a path of 3 years or 4 years with the academy, work, and school. So at the age of 18, I was employed by the bank, had a very good salary, and had the chance to continue. But as I said, I was not very happy on what I was doing.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. As for the next question, I would like to read it because there's so many words. I don't want to miss any of these words. So, as the executive committee member and the head of the environmental group at the Swiss Business Council, United Arab Emirates, right? Did I pronounce right correctly? So what initiatives are you currently involved in to promote this environmental sustainability?
So I recently became secretary. I've been elected as a secretary, and I am vice chair of the environmental group. Just to make it clear, sorry, I probably didn't update your information. Okay. Let's start with the purpose of the Swiss Business Council, which is the Chamber of Commerce. We want to be the middle organization between Switzerland and the UAE, connecting and creating bridges for business, for family, for social activities. Inside this organization, we have 3 pillars, which are environmental group that you mentioned, a financial group, and health group. Sorry. In these 3 pillars, we have members that are taking activities or creating activities to develop and benefit our members in connecting them and develop their ideas to bring from Switzerland to the UAE and from the UAE to Switzerland. As I mentioned, we are very connected with the Swiss Embassy, the Consulate, Switzerland Tourism, Red Crescent. So we are a petite community. Around 4,000 Swiss people live in the UAE, registered officially. So it's very easy to connect professional from multinational company to a small entrepreneur like me. So the concept is to benefit everybody and create a business and social community.
So if you know that so many people are coming here from Switzerland to Dubai, from your experience, what do they usually do? They start their jobs as an employees, or they start their businesses, or what's the most widely spread case?
I would say 50-50. Some people are employed by banks. We have more than 20 Swiss banks in the UAE, so a lot of people from Switzerland are employed by banks. We have a multinational company like Nestlé, for example, that are based here. But we have a lot of small entrepreneur, fiduciary companies, some in real estate as well. Somebody based in Abu Dhabi, mostly for defense and oil, so technology base. It's a variety, but I would say 50% employed and 50% independent.
Okay. I also know that you give lectures on social impact, environmental protection, entrepreneurship here at the universities, at schools, right? So what is your main advice that you could give to aspiring entrepreneurs, to those who maybe still doubt whether to start or not? So what would you say?
I always say, sorry, 5 to 10 years ago, jobs like CSR manager, corporate and social responsibility manager, or sustainability manager or sustainability director in organization didn't exist. It's something that is quite new. And I always tell to people or to students, remember, doing sustainability or social environmental impact is not doing charity. We have to define that what is charity and what is a business and what is an employment. People always thought, or students thought, that doing something related to sustainability was just giving and without getting. But with the case study of my companies, I can tell them you can actually make money doing something good for the people, for the environment. So this is a bit the advice. And we see more and more students going through sustainability engineering, for example, or sustainability architecture. It's something that students can easily get inspired if they realized that can as well make money or have an employee out of it.
Interesting. What are your plans for the nearest future here in Dubai, and how do you see the future of Dubai?
Oh, that's a very interesting and difficult question. I'm always looking for early stage startup to invest in. I'm participating in a lot of startup competition from incubator, accelerator through the university or a private one. I was recently a judge of a HALT Prize, which is a $1 million competition, startup competition. So I'm always taking or keeping my eyes open to find a new startup. I want to mention that I'm not only region focused. So I invested in the UAE, in India, in Europe, and my latest one is in Mexico, where I bought part of a farm that farms actually crickets. From the crickets, you create flour and you create a new sustainable product. So this is, for example, something that I'm doing. Always looking for new ideas, so please contact me if you have something that doesn't cost me much to enter in and can have a good impact. And future for Dubai, I see it as extremely interesting. People are moving here. There is good momentum. I think Expo brought a lot of people. COP28 brought a lot of people. The World Cup in Qatar. Of course, there are other unfortunate reasons, like the different wars that are bringing people here, because it's a very safe place, as you mentioned. There is good momentum, and comparing Switzerland, for example, to the UAE, here things happen fast, and they happen in a very nice and cooperative way.
You know that I used to work at a business incubator as a marketing manager in Moscow many years ago. So I have this kind of experience. But what incubators and accelerators do you work in here? For example, let's say someone is listening to us now and say, okay, maybe Matteo is the right person I should approach. So how can these startups show up? Maybe within specific incubators, not maybe directly to email you, but that's also an option. So tell me please about your cooperations with business incubators here and accelerators.
So I work, for example, with the incubator of Amity University. When they have a startup competition, they call me and they ask me to come and see them, because they know that I'm not just a judge, but I am a person that physically put the money on the table. I am now being part of In5 as a mentor. So this is as well something that that helps me a lot. And with different international competition like Startup World Cup that's sometimes come here. So I try to be as out as possible to find startups incubated or even not from university.
But this specific startup should be focused on sustainability, having social impact, be environmentally friendly. So these are
Yeah, for me, this is the number one criteria. Of course, if you have a nice idea like a laundry company, it can happen. It can happen, yes. Recently, I invested in a vegan ice cream company based here in Dubai. Why? Because I love ice cream, coming from the Italian-speaking part of Switzerland, and because I love the team that brother and sister create to develop this amazing product, Majama. Yeah.
Majama, it's called Majama. I will Google it. So, but when you invest in startups, right, do you then take any part, like do you consult the startups, or you just give money and then keep an eye from a distance?
As I mentioned, I've never been to university, so my knowledge, my hard skill are not very good. So what I can do, it's putting the money at the beginning and as well give some advice based on my experience. This is the support that I do. And as well, what I do is providing with connection and network. Being here since a long time, I think I create a very nice group of friends that can co-invest with me, so bringing additional capital. Or I have bigger investor behind me that says, okay, Matteo, you gamble your money on this startup. If you survive, if your money are there, we will be behind you and we will put more money at a higher valuation, of course, so I can partially exit and keep part of the share. So that's the advantage or the things that I can bring to the startup. I'm not technical. I don't know anything about fashion, but I co-own a shoe company. I don't know anything about laundry or ice cream or cricket farming. But I think I have a good sense of the market and the trends and the strength of people.
How many startups are you currently managing?
Total around a dozen, so 12. Not all of them are performing or performing very well. It's a matter of statistics. So the spread and pray, they say. I think it's good to diversify in different industry. And the advantage of having one focus sector, which is impact and sustainability, I can cross helping them through each other, or the investor that I have are also focused on sustainability. So for me, it's an advantage.
What is the average check, if I may ask you, do you usually put on the table?
So it's around $10,000 to $50,000.
10,000 to 15.
Yeah. I'm happy that I put a bit more on Zofeur. If I knew it before, I would have put even more. Zofeur was I was sure that the things was working. The two guys, Bunti and Ishrat, are fantastic, very business focused. And if I knew it, the outcome, I would have put maybe a bit more money there and not money in something else. But this is, it's
sometimes very unpredictable.
Yes, and it's the fun of it.
Yeah. I will definitely ask you for a personal code to use for Zofeur.
Fantastic.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay. I know that you have been recognized by Forbes, by Middle East Business Intelligence, by Business Tabloid for your contributions to entrepreneurship, sustainability, environmental protection, social impact, and that must be really validating. So what do these awards mean for the causes that you support?
Again, I think it's very good. It's great. I remember the exact place and moment where I got the call from Forbes Middle East, and they announced that I was selected as one of the 30 under 30 in 2020. So that for me again was a dream. TEDx and Forbes for me was two major dreams as an entrepreneur, and I remember I cried. It was something extremely good. As I said, it's good for me, but it can motivate other people. Now I look into the list of Forbes and I see way more impactful companies than before. So people really see an advantage of doing good and be rewarded. So it's more motivational. Even TEDx, as I mentioned before, is good. It's good that there is people that are recognized. And I recently got as well my golden visa from the Ministry of Culture.
My congratulations.
So that's as well another thing that I'm very proud. And it's good when you get recognized for the effort that you do.
How did you get it, the golden visa?
It's through a letter of the Ministry of Culture.
Interesting, interesting. So you have been nominated Forbes 30 under 30. In which particular field? So because I know there are different business fields.
Yeah,
So what was your particular nomination?
It was sustainability.
Sustainability.
Sustainability entrepreneurship.
And you won.
It is one of the 30. So it's
Yes.
every year there are 30 people.
Okay.
So I just got
In
recognized that years. Yeah.
Okay, wow. So you also mentioned before that maybe you're going to soon give another talk at TEDx. What would be your next speech about?
I think I would focus in investing in young people. My dream, and this is my next dream, is to create very teeny tiny small investment fund. A bit more organized, because at the moment I'm doing it on my own with other investor, and it's a bit like patchworks, different contracts. It's a bit messy in a way. My dream is to create a small investment fund, 1 to 2 million, and really invest hardcore, early stage, impactful startup. Because what I realized, a lot of young people in the region, a lot of students, you have great minds from India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, for example, they get the opportunity to come here. They work extremely hard, but they're missing this $10,000, this $5,000, this $20,000 that can transform, like a Shaibave, an idea from a prototype of $50 to a real company of $10 million after 2 years. So that's my dream, is investing in people younger than me. I was very lucky, being born and raised in Switzerland. It makes your life easier. This we have to be honest. I'm privileged, and I know it, and I want to give back. I was lucky enough, and I think a lot of people don't get this chance. If you talk to other investors, they say, okay, when you start making money, come to me, I will maybe invest. If you start to VC, if you're not asking for at least 3, 5, 10 millions, they are not even opening your emails. Incubator are there to support you and to provide you a pool of investor, but how many real investor put the money on the table at the end of the day? I want to go aggressive, invest in people with good idea, and of course, to give them a chance like I had in my life.
Do you have any other personal dreams?
I'm trying to build a family with my wife. It's taking longer than what we thought. So that's my next short-term mission is to create a family with my wife. In terms of business, diversify and try to find the next, not unicorn. I'm not a big believer in unicorn. I'm more like a zebra person. What is a zebra? It's reaching a high level valuation and create impact, not only from a financial point of view, so the white stripes and black stripes, but as well create impact, because more impact you create, more job you can create, and as well more money you can make at the end of the day.
Would you agree with me that Dubai now is the center of the world business hub?
Yes, I totally agree.
Can you feel it as well?
Yes. Very good people are coming here. Young people are coming here. Logistically, it's centered, is the center of the world, because you can reach 50% of the population with only a 6-hour flight. So it makes sense to be in Dubai. The important part that I always suggest to new people, you have to filter based on recommendation. This is why, for example, the Swiss Business Council is very good. If there is new people that want to do business, we usually help them to see, okay, for how long this person has been here, the track record. So you don't come to Dubai and you take money out of the trees. That's not the reality. You have to work hard, and money came after a long time. So you have to invest a lot of energy. And I always suggest give before getting. A lot of people come here and pretend to make quick money, and there are people that are doing it. That's not my personal believing. I think giving to the community, giving to the society, and giving to other business partners, and after getting it, it's very important.
What is the best thing you like most of all about Dubai? Except, let's say, we have already discussed the safety, we have already discussed tax benefits. What else would you add to the list?
I would say the mission and vision of the leadership of this country. It's
Definitely.
fantastic. If they say something, they implement it. I don't know if we are allowed to talk, not really about politics, but Switzerland, for example, is a fantastic country. But if you want to make a change, it's an extremely long process, a bit too democratic. I like when you have a leader with great concept and they implement straight away. So that's for me, it's the world that I want to live is a agile world, a fast world where people can get opportunity, not based on where they're from, but based on their willingness and their hard work.
Do you know anything about local Swiss schools and universities? By the way, so there is one Swiss school. It's the most expensive here, and this is my favorite. This is my, if you ask me about what is my dream, my next dream is to put my kids into this bilingual school.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a Swiss International Scientific
Yeah,
School.
yeah.
I know pretty well the founder of the school, Omar, a great person. Recently, this school has been bought by another group, if I don't I think it was a British group. It's a fantastic school. It's something that it's top tech, swimming pool, Olympic swimming pool, auditorium is something brilliant.
I saw.
It's my
Really.
dream as well to have enough money to send my kids there, one day.
When I saw the school, I was like, please, please, I'm ready to start from scratch. Please take me to grade 1. Yeah, the school is fantastic.
Yeah, and the way of teaching as well, it's revolutionary. I did
Yeah.
some small lecture there to young students, and they already have classes of entrepreneurship. Something that
This
when we
was-
were at school, me and you, probably this was mathematics, science,
Never taught,
and
yeah.
that's it.
Entrepreneurship when we were kids, I think, was never taught.
No.
No. Are there any other Swiss schools here?
That I'm aware, not really, or that I personally know. I know it's the most renowned. Yeah.
And what about the university, Swiss university?
So,
Do you know?
I think there is a Swiss business school as well.
Swiss business school.
But I never visited, so
Okay.
I cannot tell.
Okay,
No.
we can skip this question.
Yeah. No, don't worry.
Okay, at the end, I always ask all my guests the same question. What is the biggest lesson that life has taught you?
Oh, I think. That's a very interesting question. So, my personal experience is I reached the bottom, as I told you. Lost my mom, lost my wife after divorced, 3 months divorced. I thought that everything was dark, everything was very bad, and now I can realize that was the path that I had to take to reach happiness and to reach joy and to reach the point where I can give back. For me, it was very bad, I have to admit. And only now I can see the importance of never give up, try to raise from the ashes like a phoenix. And of course, having around you people that can really support you and help you through this difficult process. So in Italian we say, quando si chiude una porta si apre un portone, which translated means when a door closes, a gate will open. For me, that was the reality. Switzerland closed the door to me because of the situation, and Dubai opened a massive gate that gave me the opportunity to meet my current wife, which I want to plan a family with, and of course for business, try to give the opportunity to many people to have the chance that I had in life.
There is another saying that in the beginning it hurts, but then it transforms you.
Yeah, I totally agree. This is very important, and just try not to give up and be resilient in the way of taking what life gave you and make the best out of it.
Yeah, because maybe if you didn't face this bottom line at that time, maybe you haven't been here at this moment.
Yeah,
right?
probably I will be still employed by the bank, working my 8 hours, and maybe getting a bit higher every few years in the hierarchy. But what will have been my personal satisfaction? Probably very little.
Yeah. Maybe you can also share your impressions after your recent interview with a student. I actually watched it. It was so lovely. The girl was so cute. And I think that what you're doing now, like you inspire young people, you inspire young future entrepreneurs to believe that everything is possible. You just need to believe in yourself. You just need to be maybe at the right time with the right person. But what I really like about you, I like your openness to these opportunities. I like that you share your innovative ideas. I like that your mission is not just making money. It's about converting trash into cash. It's about making an impact. It's about protecting the environment. It's about the sustainability. These values, they really are very close to mine.
For me, it's an advantage to be part of this program because I learn more than what I can give. I can give part of my experience, but being in contact with young minds like 13, 14, 15 years old, first of all, I get the impression of where the world is moving. And second of all, I can get the access to great idea for a cheap price. So at the same time, I can give them a chance and give myself a chance and learn from them. So what these kids are seeing for their future, it's way different of what we are seeing for ours. So we have to adapt on their ideas and their vision. I'm not considering the me and you old, but if you see how the world is moving fast, we need to learn from them and adapt on what they are seeing as a future.
Once you have kids, you will realize that your kids are your main teachers. Life teachers.
Yes, I can imagine that.
Yeah. Can we talk quickly, like what we have already discussed in the beginning, about your impressions of Russia, Rostov-on-Don? Since you know that originally I'm from Russia. I was born in the south, in particular in Rostov-on-Don region.
Yep.
And I was really surprised when I heard that the only city you visited in Russia was Rostov-on-Don, my hometown. But actually, to be honest, I was born just a few kilometers away from Rostov-on-Don. But Rostov-on-Don is the biggest city, closer to the place where I was born. So tell me, please, what were your impressions? How did you like it? What was the most surprising?
For me, it was the first time that I participated in a World Cup. So it was Russia 2018. Was actually quite convenient because my wife, she's from South Africa and she can access Russia quite easily.
No visas are needed.
No, for her, because she's part of BRICS. That was very, very easy access. And I said, okay, it's not that far. Rostov is in the south of Russia, so it was just a few hours flight. And we arrived there and we had the most amazing welcome at the airport. I remember was fantastic. And Rostov, beautiful place. It's the only place I've been in Russia, but people were extremely welcoming. Even if majority of the people didn't speak English, they tried to communicate with you how they were able to with instant translation on the phone. And I remember the food was incredible. Again, the parade that we did from the city up to the stadium, that you have to cross a bridge, was one of the most memorable memory that I have in me. And Rostov, I left a piece of heart in Rostov. And Switzerland did a tie with Brazil, so we did 1-1, which is very remarkable for my team. So that's for me was something unbelievably good.
Food, Rostov food is something that I miss here most of all. Yeah, indeed.
I can imagine, yes.
I know that you travel a lot around the globe. What is your favorite country? What is your favorite region?
My favorite country, Switzerland. It's home.
It goes without any saying.
So yes, that's I have to say this is my favorite country. South Africa, I think it's very undervaluated. I've been there many times. It's beautiful. It's cheap in a way for what you get for the price that you pay. It's very good. Amazing wine, amazing nature, animals. It's a beautiful place. Recently, I've been to Pakistan. Many people told me, why you're going to Pakistan. I actually realized that the beauty of the north of Pakistan, it's comparable or actually better than the mountain in Switzerland. So it was for me a revelation trip. I love the people, I love the energy. I've been there during Eid this year, motorbike trip with my wife, and was the most incredible adventure that we had together. So Pakistan, north of Pakistan, I really suggest, and as well all the Southeast Asia country are very beautiful for me. That's a bit
Is
of the
there
game.
any specific business idea in your mind that you would like to realize yourself? Maybe any crazy business idea?
I think the cricket farming is the future.
The cricket farming.
Yeah. Because you create like a powder, like a flour,
Yeah.
that you can substitute it to the normal flour, and the protein is higher than meat, and you don't need water. So
To produce this.
to produce 1 kg of beef meat, you need like 550 liters of water. For 1 kg of cricket flour, you need 5-10 liters. So the biggest problem in the future is going to be water access, and going through this type of protein is going to be the future. I personally think it's like veganism or vegan burger 10 years ago. You will never have thought that vegan burger will be in McDonald's, Burger King, and in the biggest fast food chain. So yeah.
Have you ever been to US?
I studied in New York,
New York.
for 4 months. English. I studied like business English, and so I cannot really. New York is not really US. Like it
New
is
York
US.
is not the
but,
best city to live in, I would say, from my experience.
It's fascinating. It's very loud. But again, it's like comparing Paris to France. It's not really like the representation of a city is not the representation of the country. Yeah.
How many languages do you speak?
So fluent, my mother tongue is Italian, French. English I think is quite quite okay.
It's brilliant.
My German is not that good, and Spanish being very close to Italian, I can not speak it fluently, but I can understand and answer back.
In which language do you think or have dreams at night?
So now I will say it's probably now more English, because with my wife we talk only English. She cannot barely speak
Where
Italian.
Where is she from?
South Africa.
Oh, South Africa. Okay.
So I probably now more swift into English.
Into English.
Yeah.
Okay. But your mom was Italian and French.
My mom, no, both Swiss. But
Swiss.
my region in the south is the
closer to Italian.
Yes, to the Italian border. So we speak Italian, and French I learned during the army, and as well through my mom. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Matteo.
Thank you so much, Olga. What you're doing it's very good. You're a professional. You're an entrepreneur. You have many businesses, and dedicating your time during the weekend when you have a family to talk to people, small people like me. You're making a change for people, and to push them through entrepreneurship and talking about sustainability at the same time is wonderful. Thank you so much. You are an incredible person.
Thank you too. I hope that after our interview, we will find much more promising startups that you will be able to invest in.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Olga.
Thank you. Per me c'è difficile di parlare, ma capisco tutto.
No, perfetto, è un italiano
Ho
perfetto.
studiato la lingua italiana a Mosca.
Sì, Mosca.
Yeah. Sì. Ma ho dimenticato tutto.
No, parli perfettamente.
Ma poi capisco.
Sì?
Sì.
No, è un bel accento anche.
La lingua italiana è molto bella. Mais en ce qui concerne la langue française,
voilà.
Je peux, bien sûr, parce que j'ai fait mes études à l'Université des Relations internationales à Moscou. Et pour moi, c'était la langue deuxième, après l'anglais.
Ouais.
Et ici, je peux travailler avec les clients qui
parlent français.
Oui, qui parlent français, qui arrivent de France ici.
Ça veut dire que tu parles russe, italien, français.
Je peux dire que je parle russe, anglais, français, et en ce qui concerne l'italien, un petit peu.
Incroyable.
Mabrouk. Mais je peux comprendre tout.
Ouais. Ouais, c'est quand même plus compliqué l'italien que le français, je crois.
La langue française est trop compliquée. Quand j'ai demandé à ma fille quelle langue est la plus compliquée pour toi à l'école,
Ouais.
elle a répondu bien sûr la langue française. Et je lui ai demandé l'arabe. Parce que pour moi, l'arabe, c'est impossible.
Pour l'alphabet.
Oui, c'est impossible. Non, mais elle a mentionné, non, la langue française, c'est la plus compliquée pour moi.
Pour moi, l'allemand. L'allemand, c'est extrêmement compliqué. Ouais. Très bien, merci.
Merci à toi aussi.
Et bonne journée.
Bonne journée.